Hey, it's your buddy Tim Schill, and we are back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. And I say another, I mean a new start, I suppose. The purpose of this video, I think, is going to be to catch up. I let my account go dormant for several months late last year, and it's taken me about up until now to kind of catch up. And so I kind of want to take you through that, and then I want to talk about some of the new content that's out, and then I'm going to finish up with content that is scheduled to come out that I want to talk about a little bit. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, well, welcome back. And we are going to spend the first part of this video talking about what it takes to get back to the level that you're used to playing if you take 4 or 5 months off. I think Darth Microtransaction, I hope I'm saying his name right, went through a similar thing. I'm not sure if he's back totally, but he stopped playing for a long time. Actually, I don't even think he was playing when he was actually doing videos, but he tried to come back, and his account was so far behind that that it wasn't going to work. And I was in the same position, mostly in Arena. The player versus environment stuff hasn't changed a whole lot, except for some of the hard stuff, and we'll get into that later. But mostly Arena. Arena changed a whole lot. It went from when I left, it was we were at high speed teams sniping their way into Platinum Arena. You're looking for 10 to 15 second kills and moving on to now we're into these very slow single target nuking type champions, and it took me a while to get on board with that. Also, some of the new champions that came out that make this content easier were almost vital if you want to continue to play in the upper levels. Now, I haven't really peaked into Platinum. I mean, I've peaked into Platinum, but I haven't given it a full college try to make that work. But I'm planning on doing it, and I'll discuss that when we talk about the new stuff coming up. But what I did do is I was able to get some of the new champions, and I started playing again in November, and I've been playing pretty consistently and pretty heavily since then, and was able to get some of the top tier champions. I mean, don't hate on me. I know I got Marichka, I got Taurus, I got Acrisia, and I got Harima, which were the ones that I really, really wanted. I also was able to pick up Dark Elhain, Supreme Elhain on the Fusion. You can see I've got several lined up here that I'm going to pull at some point to make that happen. And yeah, I was able to do that. I know I may have a problem. There may have to be an intervention at some point. But yeah, so I'm going to do that. And I think I'm also, I have enough shards to do the guaranteed Kale tomorrow. So I think I'm going to do that as well. So, because Kale, there's just too much in his kit that needs to be had at some point. So, but I can tell you by far the reason that really woke me up was Tag Team Arena. Now, it was the hardest content to get back, because basically when you let your account degrade, you go all the way down here, and you can only go one tier a week. So it takes you a long time. I've yet to get to gold 4, although I haven't really tried. I think I could do it now with some of the teams that I've built. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, these teams, when I was coming in with my Arbiter and Lady Kimmy running fast, I was just getting blown up. And so I'll go to regular Arena and show you 2 of the teams that I put together that are just ridiculous. One team I can drop in. I feel like this team here, I feel like I can drop in anywhere, almost anywhere, and they just do work, because he doesn't take damage for some reason. Apparently that's his passive. He just doesn't take any damage. I have Ursaga for her aura. She adds a lot of HP, which helps him out. And then in a bolster set, which also helps out, And then I think I have my this Necrit in a shield set, which I think kind of adds to the bolster, or maybe they don't stack at all and it's just a worthless shield set. Maybe I should have my Stone Skin Necrit, or possibly my protection. I don't know, but he protects him, and then Marichka does her thing. But this team, I mean, they just most of the teams, at least in Gold 5, don't even break the shield that I have. So it's God forbid you attack Marichka, because she's just, I mean, Taurus with his counterattack mechanism is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, and so yeah, this team is just bonkers, and it seems a little bit unfair, to tell you the truth, because if you look, Taurus has taken no damage. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, look, he perilled me, and he ignored the shield and still didn't do any damage to me. Now, it wasn't the. I mean, no offense to Sibrand, but that's not the strongest team in the world. But again, a Gold 5 is supposed to be inclusive for everyone, and that's kind of why I think I want to push up into Platinum and start to screw around with some of the teams that I'm thinking about building. And I'll show you the second team that I really like. And here I'll do it against these guys, because Harima, I built my Harima for damage, and I know some people don't like that idea, but she does massive damage, and like Rhodos, she just chips away at your defense until there's nothing left of you. And then I have my my Stone Skin Mortu there, in case you get a little too chippy. He's going to come in and just make sure that you don't ever get revived. Okay, so there's a Swift Parry proc, and my Duchess is in. Look at that, 2 Swift Parries. Look at this guy, chippy little player. It's not going to matter though. Yeah. So Harima will just continue to sit here and take 0 damage from Candrophon, and then just hard hit Duchess the whole time, and just makes life very, very difficult. But yeah, without these champions, I'm not sure if Arena is going to be super doable for a lot of people. So this is definitely a pretty tanky little team, but you're going to see here in a minute, once she filters down on all the defenses, she just lambastes, and that's the end of it. Yeah, the Vogoth is doing work. I never seem to be able to get my Vogoth to do that kind of stuff. Like, everyone else seems to have this Vogoth that just keeps everyone alive forever. And I put a Vogoth in and just get pounded down right away. So I'm just going to target this Duchess and make this faster, else we're going to be here forever. Because, I mean, God love that Candrophon, but he is just never going to kill my Harima. So, and who knows, maybe I can't kill him. I mean, Harima's not really a nuker, and they have a ton of support. I didn't really think this Vogoth was going to be quite this good, but and they just keep coming back to full health. Come on. So she's just wearing down that defense. Every one of those 3 hits. Okay, so that should be the end of this team. Let's take out their damage next. And you can see, I mean, it doesn't matter. Siphi just, continues to put big defense up, and then the heal, and then, yeah, that's it. Okay. So, yeah, it's a ridiculous team. Harima and Taurus are completely ridiculous. Yeah, so that was a big struggle. PvE wise, wasn't too difficult to come back to, because the only thing that changed, and I'll transition into the new content. The only thing that really changed are the hard mode dungeons, and Spider's not that much harder, and Dragon's not that much harder. Fire Knight is basically impossible. I mean, I bet there's not I bet there's not 0.1% of the accounts that can do these later stages. I mean, the only reason I could do 6 is I copied Scratch's team and made a super tanky Valkyrie team and just sort of lasted it. But I'm like 5.5 minutes. I'm not going to farm 6, and you still get 5-star rare gear. I'm like, that's ridiculous. I'm not doing that. And then Ice Golem, I don't even think I've started Ice Golem hard because why? I'm not all that interested. Oh, I guess I did. Okay, so I guess I did. I mean, it doesn't seem that difficult. You just put some HP burns in with some good support, and you'll get through it. Just like you do the old Ice Golem until for some reason he decides he's just going to nuke you down and kill you all, and there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it, but he doesn't give you 100% win rate. So, that was sort of the struggle coming back, and I am glad I'm back, and I'm really looking forward to the next chapter of Arena, which will be the live arena, and I'm guessing it's either going to be over here or they're going to redo this and put it in the middle and have, but it's 4 times a day and it's going to be at odd times. I also wonder, since the classic arena reset is at between 1 and 4 in the morning here in the United States, like if they're ever going to adjust the times on that. Maybe a quarter of the year do the time they have, and then a quarter of the year, like take the globe by quarters and make it a little more reasonable for the U.S. players to do. I wonder how many more people would try to compete in Platinum Arena if they did that. But anyway, they're going to do the live arena, and so it'll be at 4 different times. And then you're going to log on. My understanding is you're going to pick 5 champions. They're going to pick 5 champions. Then you each get to ban 1. But it seems like it's going to be down to this binary choice, right? It seems like everyone's going to take 3 support champions and 2 nukers. And, because if you take anything too complicated, you take one piece out of the Venus Cupidus teams, or you take one piece out of Taurus Marichka teams, and they're basically useless. So you've got to kind of take these vanilla flavored teams and try to make it work after something gets banned. And so unless something new comes into the game, or they may expand the pool to maybe 8, to let us force the other team to choose the lesser of 2 even, right? Because if they gave you 8, you could put 2 different style of team. You could put 2. You could say if you ban something from this side, I can do this team, or if you ban something from this side, I can do this team. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll level the playing field, but honestly, I feel like everyone's going to take Pythion, Ugo, and like Duchess, and then 2 nukers. And that way, whatever you ban one of the nukers, then you got 3 revivers and a nuker. You ban one of the revivers, you've got 2 revivers and 2 nukers or whatever. So that's kind of what I feel it's going to break down to. So let me know what you think. I've also, just one last thing before I go, one of the champions that I really, really wanted and I ended up getting that I don't use anymore because I feel like we're in more of a single target nuking champion. Now, this guy worked really well in Gold 5, and I could still use him all day long in Gold 5, but once you start to get up to Platinum, is this guy. He's just too squishy. I mean, I've got him in about as good gear as I can get. 70 over 7,600 attack, 100 crit, 280 crit damage in Savage. I can't keep him alive. I mean, 13,000 HP. He's like a rare champion. So, anybody that has revenge accessories or counterattack mastery comes right back at him and just nukes him down. Even with a Necrit, he doesn't get it off. And honestly, I can't build him good enough to kill those real high end Duchesses anyway. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm thinking about taking the gear off of him and putting it on my Rotos. And right now I've got Rotos, in decent gear, kind of leftover, kind of double cruel set. And, not the best gear I have, not the worst. I mean, he does okay, but I'm wondering if I put him in really high-end gear, if I can make a little better push. So anyway, let me know what you think. And I'm going to be trying to make at least one video a week as we get closer to a live arena. I also want to build out, I did win the Gaelic this weekend. So I now have Gaelic, Supreme Elhain, and I should have Supreme Kale tomorrow. I'm not interested in Supreme Aethel, but unless she does something that I don't see. But right now she looks pretty wimpy to me. But anyhow, we will see you next time. God bless.